So yeah, so these are the recommended course, and we have completed this one. So I want to go through Prisma and okay, we're going to talk one more point here. Prisma PostgreSQL. What Prisma actually is, most important, simple understanding. Prisma, a type-safe database toolkit. It replaces raw SQL queries. Okay, yeah, Prisma is a type-safe database toolkit. Okay, basically it replaces raw SQL queries, complex ORM configs, manual joins, unsafe queries. Okay, so instead you write await Prisma user find many instead of select all asterisk from users. If you know SQL, it's better, so you can understand this command. This command is actually used in SQL so that you can check all the fetch all the data from the database. Okay, so you don't have to use this. You don't have to write manual SQL queries. Okay, that's because we have ORMs now. We can just use like this await Prisma dot users. This user is the table name, and find many means find all. This one like same like this one. Okay, also it will protect you against SQL agents injection attack, because yeah, it's safer for yeah. Prisma components you must know. Prisma schema, the most important. Okay, defines the database structure. This is the schema, Prisma schema. The relationship, the types. Okay, types here are defined, and yeah, this controls the whole database. Okay, yeah. Prisma client is auto-generated query API used in API routes and server actions. This is a Prisma client. Okay, migration, this is what we use to migrate. Okay, keep database synced with the schema. Okay, so before move, yeah, PostgreSQL is yeah, PostgreSQL is actually the number one. If you go to your PostgreSQL, just so we understand what's PostgreSQL. It's just a world most advanced open source database. Okay, it's very powerful and open source object relational database system with over 35 active. This is actually number one in 2025 database. Okay, we have MySQL, we have SQL Server as well, but this is the dominating the field, actually, the domain, because it provides good scalability and yeah, and it's a production SQL database. Why company use it? It's reliable, it's ACID transactions, relationship support, JSON support, scalable, great for complex queries. So core PostgreSQL concepts that we need to understand is like the tables. It's a Prisma model. We don't actually interact directly with the PostgreSQL database. We define the scheme and everything on the Prisma schema. Okay, we don't really interact with the database directly. Okay, so rows, one user record, Prisma records, and primary keys. Primary keys are unique IDs that identifies a single data, right? So ID string here, it's important. Foreign key connects table. You use foreign key when you want to connect more than one table. Okay, so every table has to have primary key, yeah, and foreign key actually depends. If the table has relations with another table, then we can use foreign keys, connect tables. Index is used for performance. This is for faster queries like email, string, unique, and stuff. Okay, before continuing, I prefer to install actually Prisma and connect to a database just so we can see. Let me type here Prisma and type here Prisma. Nah, let me just go to the docs. Actually, I prefer to go to the docs. One second here, docs actually. Yeah, the docs will give you everything you want. You can check here Prisma ORM to install Prisma. Actually, we can go to quick start here. Prisma PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL here. So that's about it actually, because I want to use PostgreSQL, right? So if you are doing it from scratch, you can yeah, to create a new folder, but we don't need to do that. Just type install the required dependency. This is already installed by the one is already installed when we installed Next.js. So we just need to install the dependencies here. This too has to be installed, and ts config module initialize orm. Okay, so let me go ahead and install this one. Okay, let me go ahead and install this one, this first one here. I'm just going to install it. 1 second, or copy it all. Let me know. Copy this one. Control V. Okay, it's not actually working, so let me just pnpm add Prisma at types /pg save dev. Okay, I'm going to pause it so we don't lose time. Yeah, so basically this is what I did, so you can see what I did. Installed this too. Okay, I started with this too. I installed this one, and once it's done, I installed this one, PNP DLX Prisma. You can use npm if you like, it's the same idea. And then I installed this one, PNP DLX Prisma init. Okay, once you do this, it's going to actually give you schema.prisma here. If you go to Prisma here, it's going to give you schema.prisma. Also, it's going to give you here prisma.config.ts. Here it's defining the database URL. This actually you have to specify it on .env folder, and this is the location of the schema.prisma. Anyways, we most of our work is going to be here, schema.prisma. Okay, first thing you need to do is remove this one actually. The output, we don't need to use it, and here we can add -js. If you don't do this, it's not going to work for it. You're going to get an error. So save this one, okay, -js, and then we will add schemas now. Okay, we will start with the schema. So basically, let's define our first schema here. Okay, so model, okay, task. Okay, I'm going to say here ID has to be string, right? And at ID we have to specify like this, and then at default, and I can say UUID or CUID, doesn't matter, that's it. Okay, and then title here, title I can specify here string, and description, okay, because of my, and I can specify here string. I can do as much as, and created at, I can specify here the date time at default now. So this is what I'm saying basically. Don't worry about this is almost always you will use this one for IDs, but you can also use CUID. It doesn't really so this is the default number, and when you finish writing the schema, you can have more than one. You can have, this is the table basically, this is a task table. We will have this fields, columns. You can have another table for users, you can have another tables for employees, for whatever, okay, as many tables as you want. Okay, and to migrate it, all you have to do is just type this command, npx prisma migrate and dev. You're going to able to create this tables inside the database. Okay, but before that you have to go to .env here in database.url. You can actually, it's better if you just use neon here. If you go to neon, we type neon here, You can create anything here. Let's go ahead and go back here. Let me just put here neon so I can show you how it will look initially. So these are my projects. These are because I logged in. You have to sign in and create a new projects like this. These are all the projects that I created. So I can create a new project here. I can name it task manager app or whatever. Manager. Okay, and I can leave everything like this and create here. And once I create here, I can just create, if I want to create, like for example, check the database here. Okay, and yeah, let's say I want to add a different database here. I can just mention here test database, create here. Okay, I can create another database here, and once we create this way, we can just connect. We can go to dashboard or something, connect, and yeah, you have an option also to create a new database from here. Okay, then this is the test one that I created, and all I have to do is just copy this connection string here and go to neon here, type here equal, and paste it here. So that's about it. But I have to save it here. 1 second. Overwrite and save this one. Once you save it, you just have to go to CMD here, the console, and run npm, not this one, it's actually npm Prisma migrate dev name in it. That's it. It's the name. Okay, so now when we run this, what it's going to do is going to create a migration file. Also, it's going to it's going to add this table, task table, this one, this that we wrote on the schema, on the scheme here, schema.prisma. Where is it? 1 second. Here, what we write here, it's going to be actually reflected there on the table, on the database. So then we can access it using this commands like this one, await Prisma task find many or others. Yeah, so already in sync, no change required. Let me just do it again because I don't think it was saved before migration. So let me save this one. And CRUD operation most used in real world application. Basically, we're going to use it like this to create await Prisma user create. Okay, and I type here data email equals to whatever here we mentioned. This is to create. To read, we can use find many, or we can use find unique where ID. Okay, if you want to find unique. To update, you can use update here, but you have to specify the ID, which field you want to update. Okay, you have to put the ID, and then data name equals to John. Delete, the same idea, where ID, you just need the ID. This is 80% of backend, just this. Okay, so yeah, basically that's about most of the things that we need to know. And 1 second, I type here TypeScript. Let's see if we can get this one. Shit. Video title, no. Methodology Next.js, no. 1 second. Let me see where I put this one. Yeah, this one. So we just minimize this one. This is for delete basically. And relationship, this is also important for real applications. Most beginners struggle here. So one to many, most common. One to many means single user can have many posts, right? For example, I'm a user, I can have as many posts as I want. So the relation should be one to many. So this is how we do it. Just copy this one. Okay, and paste it here. So basically I'm saying this ID, this normal configuration, this one, see post, I put an array here. This is one to many. You see this one to many. This is how we define one to many. Instead of writing the type here of post, I type this one. This is post. Okay, so I just define this one. Also I have to define the relationship inside post, the user here, I'm saying relation, fields, user ID, reference ID, this one, and this one. I'm linking it, okay, the user ID with, I'm linking this one, this field with this ID, okay. So basically this is one-to-many. Query with relations, we can, if you want to query with relations, you have to use include, like this, include posts equals to true. So yeah, so I'm saying find users, find many, where like include the posts also with, so because we want the users to fetch the users with their posts, okay. So we have to use include posts equals true. And filtering and pagination, basically filtering and pagination we can use, but let me see what we did here. Yeah, it's migrated, right? Let's go ahead and check it here. Let's go to the database overview here, and we can go roles and database. We can say edit database here just to see. Yeah, as you can see, this is the task table that we created. It has ID, title, description, and created that. Okay, so right now it doesn't have anything because we didn't start, we didn't create anything yet, but that's the idea. Okay, so we just define as when we want to create a table with their fields and the type on the schema.prisma file. And yeah, for filtering we use like this, where title contains learn. Okay, so basically we just remember these patterns. We're going to look at it later. Pagination, we can use skip and type take like this. Sorting, we can use order by, created by, like descending, like we were saying, display the data based on the created at in the descending order. Yeah. Transactions are used when multiple query must succeed together. Okay, so that's why we use transactions. Okay, and we can use transactions like this: Prisma add transactions, Prisma order create. So you want to order and payment has to be to run parallelly, so we have to use transactions. And indexes, performance is important for scaling, like this one. Like for example here, task, I can add an index here, right? I can just make this one in the task I can add index, so I can just put here, I can put here at index. This is actually important for performance. And type ID here. This will speed up searches and filters and stuff later on for our, this makes queries faster. Okay, I'm just saying you search with this one. Prisma best practices, prevents memory leak, calls Prisma client, validate input. Yeah, using Zod, we saw this one. Use select for performance. Select means let's say I'm trying to fetch users, right? But in users table, no, let's say tasks. In tasks table, there are many fields. Assume that there are many fields. These are just the fields that we, yeah, many fields, right? But we just need the description or the title alone. We don't need the description. So you can just specify like this: select this ID and email. That's it. Or ID and title. That's it. We can choose what to display, which fields to display. We don't have to display everything. Okay, reduces data load. Use transaction for critical operations. Yeah, so this is it. And authentication, and we have we have also authentication here. Yeah, so authentication, I want to talk a little bit about authentication actually, but let's just take a break and we'll get back to it. So we're going to continue with Shadcn, okay, and then we're going to go with authentication, and we're going to do it practical, an application, okay, with that combines all what we learned today. So basically Shadcn is actually basically a copy paste component system, not a library. Okay, unlike normal UI libraries, you install the component, then they become your code, you own them. Okay, why developer loves it? Full control over UI, no vendor lock-in, easy customization, production quality design, works perfectly with Next.js, built in with Tailwind CSS and Radix UI. So basically, this is a traditional UI library. So we have basically Shadcn. We just install the package and limited. So this is how is it different from other libraries? So basically, other libraries offer limited customization, but Shadcn you have full control. Okay, and other libraries are heavy bundles. Shadcn is lightweight. Other libraries are black boxes. Shadcn is actually your code. You own the code. UI templates you own. Okay, so this is the most important thing to understand how Shadcn works. Radix UI is good for accessibility and behavior. Tailwind CSS is good for styling. Shadcn UI is really components, your project customization. So component flow, install component, code added to components UI. You modify it, use anywhere. Store example we have here. This is how we install it. You see, npx Shadcn at latest add button. Okay, the only components you need first usage is buttons. Okay, most used components we will need buttons, input, cards for dashboards and layouts, input for forms, login, search, button used everywhere, dialogues we need that one also, create, edit forms, form very important, works perfectly with the React hook form and zone validation. This is important. And tables we can use admin panels. Yeah, drop down menus, this is good also for user menus and action. Toast, this is for notification, it will tell you saved or created. These are 8 components, 80% of UI in real apps use. Okay, so I'm going to start using it now. Okay, so basically I'm just going to type Shadcn here. Okay, I'm going to try to Shadcn. Okay, we're going to try to use it here, get started. And we have to get started, you can choose the framework here, Next.js, and this is the command that you need to run: pm dlx Shadcn. Okay, so just run this one. In it, this is going to do this one, and that's it. Only one command. Okay, it's going to install the. You can choose the base color, you can choose neutral, or let's keep it neutral now. This is the first step. And then we can just go to the components here to see what components we have in Shadcn. We have here accordion, aspect ratio. No, let's see on the most important components. We said that input we need it because for forms. And what else we need? We need sonar. Sonar is basically toast. It's the same thing. Toast. We need that. Table, we can add it. Okay. And alert, avatar, button is important. Cards we can also add it. We will use it. Fields, you can add this one also. You can use it for forms, right? And what else we have here? Sheets, progress, labels you can add it. Dialogue is important for CRUD application and stuff. And badge, maybe you will need it to design the form stuff. So let's go ahead. And form is also important. Form is important. You can search form here. Where is form? Here, this one. Form is useful. We have 2 types of form: stack form or React actions. We will use React action form. Hook form. React hook form is better actually because it's integrated with Zod, which makes it easy for us to do. Actually, this is Zod for validation. You can just use it to validate the input and stuff. So we need this one. So the command to run this one actually, I don't know if it's here, but forms. Well, actually, I think it's just yeah, you can install this one form using the command. One second. Let me just start with the input here. This is the command installation. Okay, copy this one. Install it here. And we have here Sonar. Sonar is just toast. Okay, and yeah, we just install it this way. And what else? Table. We might need table actually, so let's install the tables. Yeah, so install it here. And what else we have? Buttons are actually important. We can just install the buttons. The best thing about Shadcn is actually they provide you the code here, sample code, so you can check, you can review how to use it. Yeah. Okay, cards. We can use cards as well. And what else we have here? We have fields. Fields are used with forms, so it's important. And labels. Labels also, I think we can use it with forms especially, so might need to use it. And dialogues are also important. And last one here we mentioned is badge. Badge is good because it's actually you can use it. So we've installed all this component, and there is more actually. You need to install React hook form. Okay, you have to type React hook form here, so we can install it. Okay, from here. Not demo. We just need we need it's going to be, we're going to use it for Next.js, but let's type TypeScript here. Let's see, this is the way we can run the code. See, you can see the documentation here. You can just copy and paste. Let me see where we can this is TypeScript code. So what we need, okay, first of all let's install form here. Okay, form from Shadcn. Okay, you just type form here. This is usually the command, and we can go ahead and check our codes now. If you go to, you see what we installed, you can find it here under components UI. You can find the badge, the code for the badge, for the card, for the forms. Yeah, this is for the forms. And see, I think it installs the React hook form here automatically. And yeah, input fields, all that stuff. So yeah, so right now what I want to do is like show you how actually what we can do. Let me just remove this code. Okay, not inside dashboard actually, just keep the dashboard. I want to create a page on the main page actually, just the page.sx here. Yeah, so here I just want to say, just name it task manager, just to see the this is the task manager. Okay, and let me go ahead and paste this one. See here, and let me run first of all this one. I think it's not running, so no, it's running. No, it's not running actually. npm run dev. Okay, let me just refresh this one. It's telling me an error. Must be a client component. Okay, error.txt must be a client component. Anyways, that actually we just created it for the sake of showing you. That's it. We don't need it actually right now. Just delete it, move to recycle bin, and yeah. So this is hello. Okay. So right now I'm just going to import form. I'm going to use form here. Okay. So I'm just going to go here, React hook form on Shadcn website. Okay. Just to show you that they give you the full code here. Okay. You can see, like, let's say you want this kind of form, you can find it here, and you can just refactor or change the code based on your requirement. Okay, even you can find the Zod schema here, and this is form.tx. Okay, so this is basically how it is. So let me just copy this code. Okay, just like I told you, I don't want to build the entire form by myself from scratch. Okay, I can just copy and paste this code. Okay, and yeah, and just see the errors here. Input groups, we don't install it, so no problem. Just go ahead and type input groups here, and you're going to get the installation command here. Just install it here, and yeah. So we can see now that we got, yeah, once it installs compound here, so all we have to do is just paste the code, and I think we are done. We will see when you go here, this export is a page component. 1 second. Yeah, because actually I'm not exporting here, so just export here, not the schema, export default, just for the sake of this one. Yeah, so this is a form. Okay, that's it. So I just created the form with less effort. I didn't have to do anything. Okay, this is this simplifies for me. Okay, it's all about knowing what each function and each command do. So let me now refactor the code. So our table is task, right? So it's not, when I see here, I notice that already they have they're using title and description, same like what I'm using here on the schema. If I go now here, open to the side here. No, this is just I added by myself, right? Here we are using title and description, right? Created at is just generated on the automatically. We don't have to do anything. It's not inputted by the user. ID also same. It's random and it's automatically generated by the database. We don't have to do anything. But title and description we are entering the data, right? The user has to enter this one. So we can just refactor the code, like bugs report. Instead, just mention task manager here, and yeah, and what else we have here? Yeah, this bugs title, it's not actually bugs title, it's just a title. Okay, description, leave it as it is. And bugs report, we don't want to call it bugs report, we just want to make it task manager. So this way we simplified our job significantly. Okay, next what we need to do is actually since we already have Zod schema here, where is the schema here? Yeah, this is the schema, right? So what we need to do is just cut this one. Okay, it's recommended to create under lib, for example, create another here, just say task dot schema dot ts. Okay, you have to separate the schema, put it separately, and type export here, export. Okay, and we have to import Zod also, Z here from Zod, and that's it. And one more thing we need to do: export. Let's say form input. Here is the TypeScript. You can just type z.infer. Okay, and you can just type here type of, and call it product form schema. Sorry, form schema. We can do it this way, and yeah, this is not actually export form input. No, the name, yeah, this is correct actually. No, because we have to use const here. Yeah, and infer, let's see, does not exist in type of. That's the thing, it should exist. Let me see how we are doing it on the page here. Z.infer type of form schema. This one, basically, I just want to, instead of using this one, okay, I just want to define it on the schema, so we can use it from there. That's my plan. So z.infer, I think it's like this, but no, I think, yeah, okay, no problem. We can refer back if we have any things. We can remove this input group. Sonar table button, where is it? We can just type form here, React hook form, and you can see the way they're doing it here. Z.infer, and yeah, there are different ways. Also, we can go to Zod here, Zod, yeah, Zod here, and go to Zod and check the docs here, docs, or just go to Zod here, yeah, or just Zod basic usage, defining schema. Yeah, like this. See, my mistake is type. You are supposed to do type, not const. Okay, see, type player, z.infer type of player. This is my mistake. So export type here, because this is a type, not a constant. So like this, and then I can go to the page here. Like instead of defining it this way, I can just type here, remove this one, type form input, done. And form schema also imported from task schema, which is from my schema, and that's about it. Here also we don't need to do this. Instead, we can just replace this one with product, no, form input, done. And that's about it. And also, yeah, so what we need to do, and yeah, that's it. So this is the default values we defined here, and we're using Zod resolver, okay, yeah, to resolve the schema. So now whenever we type anything on the input, first thing it will do is going to check, send the input to on submit here, okay, and here yeah, it's going to send, yeah, it's going to check the schema first, okay, from form schema, make sure it's correct and the input is valid, okay. It's validate the input before sending it to the backend, to the server, okay. So that's the point. It's going to check if the string, if the entered value is actually a string. It's going to check if it is minimum, it has minimum, remove this bug actually, it's not a bug report, so yeah. So it's going to check if it's minimum 5 character, if it is more or something, and basically that's what it's supposed to do. We can actually check this one here. If you go here, type here 1, submit, bug title must be at least 5 characters. You see this error? This is this one, title must be at least 5 characters, and it's not even going to let me, this is client-side validation, so it's not going to let me submit this form. Descriptions must be at least 20 characters. See, this is the purpose of Zod. Okay, so anyways, let's refresh this one. And when we do the client-side validation, and secondly, now the next step is, since we already created this one, so we created the form, so now I want to create server actions. Okay, server actions, I just create a new file here. I type actions dot ts, that's it. Okay, and remember, to use actions you have to use server, no small letter, server, and this is the first thing that you have to use. And then export async functions. Okay, and we are supposed to import, actually we're going to send the name here. The name is supposed to be actually create task. Okay, because this function is going to be to create task. I'm going to call this function to create task, and it's going to take form data or whatever, and the type is going to be form input. This is the same type that we defined in the schema. Okay, so and then I'm just going to use try catch here. Okay, yeah, so basically I'm going to await here. Okay, and I'm going to call Prisma dot. It's not going to work right now. The reason it's not working is because I didn't before we do anything we have to go to Prisma here. Prisma, and we go to the doc here. Yeah, docs, and we have to do something actually on the one more step remaining. This, no, not this one, not this one, lib, yeah, I think this one. Now you have all dependencies installed. You can instantiate Prisma client. You need to pass instance of the Prisma ORM driver adapter to the Prisma client constructor. I think we are actually supposed to use this one. Put it under prisma.ts. Okay, so let's go ahead and try it. Okay, and see what happens. Copy this one, and I'm just going to create here Prisma dot under lib prisma.ts. Okay, I'm just going to paste this one. See what happens. We're not going to use this one because we're actually using from Prisma, so I'm just going to call it from Prisma. Let's just see Prisma here, and Prisma client has no exported members. طيب, 1 second, let me just fix this one, check how to fix it. Prisma client adapter Prisma dot something. So when we use it inside we have to use it, so I need to just make sure this one actually Prisma client constructor. So let me just copy Prisma client here. Okay, and I will search on the docs to see what we have. Prisma client, the section describes constructor, specifies the driver adapter for database connection. Required unless you're using, yeah. So I can't import it from generated, and yeah. So Prisma. So let me just go ahead and check my note. I did it before. If I go here, Prisma on my notes, I can find something about this. No, not here. It's actually going to be at the bottom. Next.js Prisma here, no. schema.prisma and video title. No, I think you can find it on Next.js or methodology. Methodology. Yeah. So we have here on the yeah, it's not coming. So let me go here. Here, methodology Next.js. So basically, how we will import it, I think we are going to import it like this, at in Prisma client. Yeah, this way, at Prisma client. We're supposed to do it this way, I think. Let's go ahead and try this one, at Prisma. Here, let me just remove this one, paste this one, and this is supposed to be how it will work. And let's go ahead and see what's there's no exported members. Okay, so let me check what we did. We did something. Yeah, we have to, I think this one, make sure the Prisma client is actually installed, because it might not be installed, and we have to make sure that we add this one, because yeah, when using import, yeah, this one, see, when we use this command, this one, okay, we're going to get an error if we don't add this one. I think we already added, but I don't think we migrated properly, or we didn't. I think we need to generate yeah, we need to generate. We have to add this. This is why we need to add this one, okay? And then we need to type npx prisma generate. Npx prisma generate. I think now it's going to work. Let me just stop the. Okay, no need to stop it. I think it's fixed now. See? Let me go ahead and go to the lib.prisma. Here. See, now the error disappeared. It's working now. So basically, this is how it is done. We just need to copy this one and put it on my my code, just so that I can easily do it later on. Save this one. This is enough. So basically, this we have to do, okay? And once we did this, now we can just go ahead on the server actions. Where is our actions? Here. This is our actions. We can continue. We can go ahead and type await Prisma. Okay, it's going to import it from lib.prisma, the one that we created, dot tasks, which is our table name, and I want to create. Okay, I want to create. What do I want to create? I want to create form data. Okay, but before doing this, actually, it's recommended to validate again on the server side as well, using Zod. Okay, so we will use validate equals to, we're going to say form schema dot save parse. Okay, and I'm just going to put form data here. Okay, so we're going to validate on the front end, also on the client side, and the front on the server side. So I'm going to check if validate is there is an error. There's a command here for this. We can to be always we can check the docs here. We can type Next.js docs here. Okay, about server actions, and we can see here Zod Yeah. Actually, we don't need to do it here. We can on Zod documentation. We can just validate it there. I can just use here. I think it's basic usage. Here we can just see the way it's validating. I think it's this one. Yeah. If not result equals to result, or okay, but there is a better error handling here. This one, formatting errors, customizing errors. We have customizing errors here, but formatting errors I think is what we need. Let's see. Not this one actually. A metadata defining schema. So defining schemas here. When we define a schema, and for error validation, we just have to add something here. Yeah, I think it's better if we just use the basic usage, the way they are defining here. This one, if error, not even this one, this one. We can just take this one, okay, and paste it. So we can just paste this one here. Basically, they're doing the same thing. Yeah, basically handle both cases. Yeah, we're just checking this one. So if result is successful, result means validate. If validate is successful, okay, you can do some. If not successful, this I remember exclamation mark just means not successful. If it is not successful, just display the error here. So the error, validate error, tamam. Else validate dot data, okay, and expected assignment function call and validate dot data, okay. And here basically I'm just going to use validate. If there is no error, we can just run this one instead of using validate data. We can just type paste it here. You can actually do this validate dot data, just display it here. Why put it separately there? You can just type paste it here, okay, and validate dot data if it is successful. Define until assignable parameters of type select. Yeah, create form data. This is actually not really needed. The console dot log. Yeah, so we can check actually server actions on the Next.js here. Server actions. This is server actions. Basically, yeah, this is what we do. Server actions. Use server directive, server actions, allowed origin, exponent, external packages. So yeah, so if validate is actually successful, okay, if validate is successful, okay, we are supposed to, we don't need to put else here because it will automatically announce this one. So just validate dot error, that will do the job. Await dot create, and I'm just going to put here form data, okay. So type title description is not assignable to parameter type select dot we have two types actually. Actually the thing is, we are supposed to do it this way actually. Suppose this one, data, you're supposed to do this one. This is the syntax for this, and you're supposed to do it this way. Data and form data. We can say title here, title, form data dot title, comma, and we can type description here, description, and form data dot description. So we are supposed to do this one like this and like this, and we're supposed to add one more here actually and close it here. No, this is actually, I mean, we are supposed to close this one inside the yeah, like this. So done. So basically this is how it is, how it's supposed to work. You paste it this way. So you put data here, put data separately, and this is the syntax for this, and we're going to put this one there as well. So basically it's going to store the parsed data, but we have to do this actually by from here, validate, not form data. We're supposed to say validate dot parsed, I think, parsed dot title, something like that. One second, there's a syntax for this. Yeah, data dot title. This is the syntax actually. No, title. Yeah. So, and here also we're supposed to choose validate dot data dot description. The reason is we want to send the validated data. Okay, and type string undefined is not assignable to type string, and type undefined is not assignable to type string. Expected data type. Okay, and yeah, that's basically it. String. You can just infer the type here as string or something, since we both want it to be string, right? So if this is successful, we can reply. We can return the response here. Again, we just want to refer the here return. We just type return here. Okay, just to see how they are returning the data here. You see, return. There's nothing. There is actually something. The return success equals to true, and comma, and also return. We have to return here server actions. 1 second. Server actions. I just want to verify the syntax here. Here, server actions. Server actions. Yeah, just anything here. Server actions. Return up to here. We are actually okay. Validation errors. Yeah, this is actually useful. Validation errors. This is what we were looking for. So yeah, so this is what we did for validation. Anyways, let's go ahead. Return success.true. Return success.true, and I think that's it. But let's check it. Okay. Yeah. And let's do this temporarily. Console.log and data added successfully, and that's about it. It's not going to run because you have to actually paste this here. Okay. Yeah. So catch is going to have an error here, and I'm just going to type here console.log.error, just for the sake of that, and return success. Return error, actually, error dot message. Okay, I think it's error. 1 second. Yeah, let me just start this. Let me show you. Let me see how it is. Return. We can type here response route handlers. Yeah, route handlers are okay, actually. It will show us how it is done properly. Here, this is route handlers, and same response to data. So return success is true, return success false. Just keep it this way, keep it simple for now. Let's see what we will get, whether it will work or not. So remove this one, save this one. So now I'm going to add, actually I'm going to add something to the database just to see whether it will work or not. Okay, the title, I'm going to call it watch a movie, or go to the gym. We will do legs. We'll do legs. Submit. Okay, today, no problem. Today, and actually I didn't set any error validation on the front end. So let me go to the front end page here. Inside the on submit, right now it's not doing anything. So I'm supposed to actually remove this one. We don't need it. Okay, and here I'm going to await. Okay, on submit, I'm going to await create task, and I'm going to send the data. Right? I'm going to send the data, and remember, we can't use await without async. And the create data, once, yeah, just use try catch, that's it. Try here, and remove this one, and catch here. So if there is an error, it's just going to display an error here. We can use toast for this. Dot error and failed to add, and here if it is successful, yeah, and here toast dot success, successfully added. So let's go ahead and check this one. Also on the layout, we have to add the toaster, okay, or else it's not going to show the toast. Just type here toaster, and this is supposed to work, actually. Now let's go ahead now and type here, go to visit or clean my office, something, and description is going to be we have a visit today. I have to clean the office. Submit, see what happens. Successfully added. So I think it's done, actually. To verify, what you can do is like you can go, if you want, you can go to the neon here. Okay, we can go to the database here, tasks, refresh. Done. See, clean my office. We have a visit today. This is done. Okay, so successfully added. So yeah, we can actually check here also. Nothing, but this is working. Okay, so now what we need to do is, we have an option also to reset. What we need to do is, now that we know how to create the actual the create field, okay, if you go to actions now, where is it? Actions here. Okay, we have create, right? So right now all we have to do is just copy this one, okay, paste it here. This is the benefit of server actions. We can access directly to this the PC here, and here we will just make it update instead of just make it update here, tasks. And yeah, remember, update always takes ID also. Yeah, it has to take ID. So we can type ID here, comma, or yeah, form input. No, actually it's included on the no, it's not included actually on the form input, so we will figure it out. It's okay. So form data validation, keep it as it is, just change this one, update here. This has to be update, just update, not many, just update. And the data, the reason we're getting an error because we have to specify an ID actually. In updates case, we have to specify the ID as well. We'll have something like this, where ID, no, where the ID is equals to something like this. I think form data dot ID, something like this. I think to do this we have to, I think it's something like this, yeah. So the ID right now it's not in the type and the film. I think for this we have to add it on the schema here. Just add ID here and call it z dot string, and we can just type here, and that's it. So maybe this will solve our problem. Yeah, I think it will, because we're not getting any more the actions here. Yeah, no, we are actually yeah, also does not exist on type title, and that's probably because I added it, saved it on the schema. So for this, and so I will just, I think we need to restart the dev just to see here. Control yes, yes, and npm run dev. Okay, ID doesn't exist on type string, so I'm just going to change this one. Okay, updated successfully, and because it's going to update by the ID. Okay, we have to pass the ID. ID is important for edit, yeah, for editing, for deleting as well. Deleting also, deleting we just need ID, only ID. So yeah. Okay, now I just want to before I move on, I want to fetch the tasks. I don't want to go to the database every time I want to see, I want to do something. I want to see whether I have added or updated or anything, did anything on the database. I want it to display here. To do this, all I have to do is create an API. If we're fetching, I think it's better if we use API. Okay, yeah, I created an API API folder here, tasks under it, route.ts, export async function. This is going to be get, and we don't need to take any parameters, and we just have to const results equals to await Prisma dot task dot find many dot yeah, that's it actually, find many, and I don't think we need to do anything here. And the results, we're supposed to return the result, right? Return response, put it next response dot JSON, and we're supposed to return the results just as it is, like this. Okay. There is more, because we can also validate here. We can check if there is no results. Okay. We can say that we can say that return next.js, next response to next response message actually, yeah, to JSON. Yeah, we can add this validation, but let me just check it one time. Okay, instead of doing this just like this, better, let me just simplify the code for now. Let's just do it the easy way, and we're going to do it the proper way after this. So what we need to do is we refresh this one. Okay, this is an API, right? We just refresh this API, API to make sure that it's actually working. We can actually do use Postman. Okay, you can go to Postman, open it. Yeah, we can change this 1 to 3. You can type API here. Tasks, and you can send this one. Yeah, so it's perfectly fine, it's working. You see this one, I was able to get it, so our API is actually working. You don't need to do anything more. So okay, let's continue our code. Okay, yeah, we were doing fetch. Okay, actually fetch would work. We did the title and description, and we have to add the button also. The button, I'm going to use the function I created, handle edit. Okay, and I'm going to send the task. Okay, the task here to handle edit, so it will be handled there. And then for delete also, delete button, we need the delete button also. So I'm going to say task underscore id dot id, and you don't have to make it here, just put it like this, and this is done. Now I will create one function here, handle edit, which I already created here. So just a function handle edit. First thing we need to do is set the editing ID, okay, to the task dot id. Okay, and when we set it there, then we are going to use form dot set value. Okay, this is actually this is used to set the value of a form. Okay, for title, for example, we have two value, comma, just task dot value description, or title, sorry. It's just going to fill the fields that we have. Okay, that's why I'm using form dot set value. This is a set value. It's a built-in function on use forms. So description here, comma, task dot comma, task dot description. Okay, so I'm handle delete also. So before I continue, actually I prefer to go to actions now. We have only for create, right? So for update, I'm just going to copy this one. Okay, we can change the name here. Update task, and server action and function. We can leave everything as it is. Just no, actually we have to take, for update we have to take the ID, because it's going to actually update based on the ID we give it. Okay, we have to pass the ID from the front end to the server action, from the client to the server action. So, and change this one. Actually we have update here, await Prisma update, and before here we will add where ID, comma. So we're saying update only where the ID is equals to the ID here, the past ID. Other we can leave it as it is, success true and false. Okay, and we will copy this one more time for delete, but in this case we don't need actually form data, right? We just want to delete, we just need the ID for this, because it will delete based on the ID. So delete here, delete task here, and remove this one. Actually no need for validation and stuff. And this one update, just make it delete, and where ID is this one, comma, this one validate data. Yeah, we don't need that actually, because again we're just going to delete based on this ID, and that's it. Let's finish the client side code. So where were we exactly? We were on the pages, right? So what I did right now, so when the user clicks edit, basically he's going to receive the task here, the data, and we're going to set the editing ID, okay, which we will use later on. And then I'm going to set the value of the fields to the ones that was selected by the user. So, and then next, handle delete. Handle delete is pretty simple. Let me finish it here. I'll just open a try catch file here. First of all, let me make sure it's running actually, the recording. Yes, it's recording. So try catch, I'm just going to make an error here, error, and I'm going to open here, close this one. I'm just going to await here, and I'm going to delete task. This is the function that we just created on the server action. I'm just going to pass the ID. That's all I need to do from my side. And if there is an error, and console log dot error, and that's about it. And error here, and that's it. So delete is going to be very straightforward. Fetch we already finished, okay, here. So I remove this part because it's actually not required anymore, and this is not required as well. Not required, so remove this one. So let me do the on submit. Okay, on submit, basically this is the function that runs when the user clicks submit from the form. Okay, and like now what we will do is yeah, so basically I want to do I will do try catch, of course, here, catch here, okay, to catch if there is any errors. Okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do is check if editing ID exists. That means we can edit, right? Else something else. So let me check if editing ID exists. what you will do is just go to await, update task. This is the function where we need to update, and I'm going to pass the form. No, I'm going to pass the editing ID actually. Okay, comma, form ID, because we need both, right? The ID and the data. And else, if it is successful, of course we need to display something just to let the user toast.success here, updated data successfully, and if it is not, we will just here create task. Okay, if it is not successful, editing, create task. I'm just going to send the form data, right? If it's not, the user didn't click edit. So toast.success, updated, added data successfully. So basically what I need to do here is console.log, and I'm just going to send the error. And one more thing here, actually we are supposed to set the editing ID to null. Actually, after we finish, we have to set it to null, back to null. And once we create, also it has to be reset automatically. Actually, you can just do form.reset. I think this field is going to reset everything, or let's try it out. This one, let's put it now here. Let's go ahead and try this one. It's going to work or not. Yeah, so basically it automatically displayed all the fields here. So let me go ahead and delete this one. Yeah, you see when I deleted this one, when I edit it, let me say go to a gym. Okay, exercise, leg and back today. So this is a task. Let me update it. If it's going to reflect, we got updated data successfully, and give it some time to refetch, to update. Yeah, let me refresh this one to see if it's actually updated or not. Yeah, go to the gym, it's updated. Actually, but when we update, also it has to refetch. Actually, let me just add. We have to call fetch tasks again. I think we have to do this because so it will automatically reflect. Like I don't have to like for example here I say go to the gym, right? Or leave it here, any other thing here like watch movie or something, a tutorial or something, JavaScript tutorial. Okay, I'm going to say learn async and await. Okay, update this one. See, it updated here immediately because it fetched after the update. Great. So delete. Let me delete this one. We don't need it. Yeah. Actually, I think it's, same thing is happening with delete also. It's because we are not actually doing fetching the task after we perform the action. Okay. So now let me refresh this one. I think both the last two are actually deleted. Delete this one. Yeah, it's deleted. So this is how we do things. Actually, it's basically a CRUD. I just made a CRUD here, and this is how it works. Okay, so I think that's enough for this session, and we'll continue on the next session.